Somebody's gonna score. Eventually, somebody will make a play.
Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? And that's all I need.
And
Josh
then
Allen needs to make one more big play for me. If Diggs is it, great. If not, that's okay.
And then it's game time for you.
And it's game time.
And then
But
we
they
in
kicking a
there.
field goal.
We in there just like we in the box, man.
The box.
Welcome back to the Box TV. It's your boy JB with my man Nick. What's happening?
What's going on, man? It's good to be
Man.
back.
Super excited to be back. I know it's been a little minute since we've been back here. Been moving, of course, with pandemic and work and all that stuff. But nevertheless, we about to give y'all some more good content. Talk about whatever we pull out this box. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you know what I mean, for all the new people too.
Yeah.
We ain't
I'll
no
go ahead and tell them
yeah.
if you're new here, basically what we're doing is we're just trying to have a conversation. We're just trying to put conversations out there that a lot of people don't have access to. We know, a lot of people's friends are not having these kinds of conversations in depth. Nobody talks about this. Nobody gets this deep and down. At least in our generation, it's just something that doesn't happen a lot.
Yep.
And so we just want to give this kind of conversation some more airtime. That way you guys can form whatever perspectives, you want to form, but just to get some more perspective. It's always better to have more takes on something.
Absolutely.
Maybe you'll see something, you never saw before.
Yep. And we're going to mix it up this time, too.
Yep.
We're going to be pulling out multiple things, putting some sports-related stuff in there, too. So, with that said,
let's get into it,
let's
man.
go ahead and
I'm going to go
into it.
ahead and dive into our first topic.
What we got?
Man, first one, Trump supporters, right off the bat. They want to get down into it right off the bat.
Charlemagne calls them Al Crackers. Like Al Qaeda, but Al Crackers. Oh man, it's really after looking at it after a few days have passed, right? It's crazy to me how some people still don't see the difference of America that we live in. When I walk outside the door and he walk outside the door, it's just a two different world. Even though we're in the same world, you would think we should have the same privileges, the same right, but we don't. I mean, what happened to the Capitol hasn't happened in 200 years, something like that.
Man, sieging the Capitol.
And here's my thing.
Right.
Here's my thing, man. Like, that was all over a vote because somebody didn't want to somebody wanted to, override the Constitution.
Right.
And
Which
democracy.
It's supposed to make this country
right?
great, make it what it is.
You're upset because that happened, right?
Right.
Black people got tossed in slavery, sold to different people, moved away from their families, forcefully, whipped, and we never did anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's you look at that and you're like, okay, why are they doing that? Because they really do feel like this is their country and this is their right, and nobody else deserves an opinion.
Yep.
I mean, and for me, like some people, I'm glad that, some of my Republican friends, right, I respect that. I respect that party. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't respect.
Party.
Yeah, I just didn't respect that person. That was
Right.
you know what I'm saying, representing that party, and that was just my thing.
Well, the thing is, it's not that because there's always different people that are acting crazy. There's always extreme
Yeah.
people in every party. But the fact of the matter is, it's so many people in that Republican Party that have shown themselves. Like it's just never been seen before. You know what I'm saying? Like people have been mad. Democrats have lost. Even Republicans have lost before, but never lost and then went out and basically, this is throwing a temper tantrum.
He's not going to the inauguration. Why?
It's throwing a
He
temper
lost.
tantrum.
You know what I'm saying? This was a giant temper tantrum. That's all it was.
But the whole party.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just
I mean,
glad.
not the whole party,
yeah,
but you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's just, hey, your true colors come to light at some point, right? And the writing was on the wall for me a long time ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just
You're
based off of his behavior.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just like you look at what he said. He was like, we're going to march over to the Capitol. And he got in his little barricade, went home. You know what I'm saying? Motorcade, went home. Like, for real? You gonna stir up all that and incite all that and then just be out.
On live TV. Well, everyone's watching. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna do this just because I can.
I just don't. I don't have respect for a coward.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like
especially in the highest
a coward
position.
dies a thousand times. You know what I'm saying?
But in the face of our country is our president, right? So everyone else
Around the world,
exactly. Around the world, the face of our country, what they see, in the news, and probably the majority of stuff they see is our president.
Yeah.
More than anybody else. Maybe some pop icons or something like that.
And
but
it's so sad, bro.
Exactly, and it's like for that to be the face. This is what we're putting off. We're putting off this fake we care about people, but we really don't. We don't even care about our own people. We
Right.
just want what we want for money. What does it come down to at this point? Like, all the decisions have led up to how can I make the most money off of this is what it really looks like. It's hard to, I'm sure that people could argue against it, and there's different ways to look at it. But if you put everything together and just look at what his motivations have been the entire time, it's who can I make the most money for?
It's all about him, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And what do I want to do?
I truly believe he has his own separate agenda, doing whatever he's doing. But it's just like, you look at it, it's just like, I just need to find, 11,780 votes. It's like one more than we have. It's like, why do you need to do that?
Right.
Why can't the American people choose what the American people want? Why do you have to overrule that, override that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
why do you got to tell, put all the pressure on Mike Pence and say, if you don't do your job, then we lose because of you.
Right.
No, you lost because you suck.
Lost. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's just
That's it.
If you can't take it on the chin, like, that's just showing your character even more. The fact that he can't just take his loss, because if he was really thought he was going to be a good candidate after this, then he would take his loss and try to run again. Right? If he thought he was going to be able to get yeah, it's saying he knows that. I guess is why he's doing all this. But anyways, let's move past that one, man. I mean,
he's worse than a jar of mayo.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
I'm just gonna dig in here and grab something else off this box.
It's just time for a new topic.
Because that's tough. Let's see what we got here. Deshaun Watson and the Texans. Houston, Texas, man, y'all better get y'all act right. I am so, if for some reason he is not on the team going into next season, I am no longer a fan of the Houston Texans.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's the only player at this point.
Well, here's my thing, man. How do we not take care of the first time having a franchise quarterback? We've never had a franchise quarterback. David Carr was not a franchise quarterback.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So finally, when we finally get that, we treat it like what? Like he has his own request for a coach, and we're not even going to interview that person?
Not even going to entertain the idea?
You know what I'm saying?
Not even going to have him in the conversation?
It's somebody said it's the equivalent to like just shut up and dribble. You know what I'm saying? Just shut up and play football. You know what I mean? And that's what quarterback. Josh Allen don't get that kind of treatment. It's not just shut up, Josh, and just play. He has some. And don't get me wrong. Yeah, Deshaun just got a fat contract, but it's not about the contract. He don't have nobody around him to play with. We suck. And you want him just to endure us sucking and rebuilding for what? That's wasting his young prime talent. Of course he's going to want to be out. And if we can't get our act together, he is going to be out. And I think that a lot of Houston Texas fans are not going to be very thrilled. So, I don't know, man. Houston, come on, man. Please don't. Y'all already made something. Y'all let Billy make some stupid trade to give away DeAndre Hopkins.
That was bad.
You know what I'm saying? We already probably going to lose JJ. You know what I'm saying? I hope we don't lose JJ, but
I mean, I think they should trade him. I mean, Deshaun at least has years ahead of him, and I think if they would right their wrongs, right? Hear me out, right their wrongs, and showed him that they're gonna rebuild around him by getting rid of JJ, and maybe putting some pieces in the offensive repertoire, and then maybe trying to get some picks. That way they can say, okay, Deshaun, we're gonna try and make the offense better this year, and so you can try to thrive. We'll work on the defense next year. We're gonna acquire these picks. That
it
way
shouldn't
we can
even
pick
be
defensive.
that way.
Well, it shouldn't, but y'all are in that position.
Do you not
y'all
understand?
Are terrible.
Like just a couple years ago.
Who else are y'all gonna trade away?
Just a few years ago, we had Tyrann Mathieu on that defense.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? J.J. Watt was balling. You feel me? Whitney Merciless was balling. You feel me at that time? So it's like, yeah, we needed some help in our secondary a little bit more, like corners. Why we had like Jonathan Joseph and some other no name over there, but. I mean, we had Kareem Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had ballers on that defense. But what did Billy do? We don't need you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna run it our way. And then you want to trade DeAndre Hopkins for a bag of Skittles and a name in David Johnson. Who knows if he's even going to be good next year or the year after that. We probably going to have to fill a running back need pretty soon.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you go acquire an old running back. At this point, I mean, he's not super old yet, but he's definitely not young.
Deshaun passed for the most yards in the NFL without his number 2 receivers that he was coming into the year with.
Right. That says a lot about Deshaun, and it's disappointing that they don't take care of him. But that is what they are doing.
I'm still a fan.
That's where they're at right now, man.
I'm still a fan, Houston. Y'all better get it right though.
Yeah.
Y'all better
Yeah.
get it right.
They need
man.
to. Y'all need to do right by him, man.
Definitely do right
Do
by
right,
him, man.
because he'd be fun to watch if they
Man,
do
that's what
anything.
I'm saying. That's what I'm
If it wasn't just
saying.
Deshaun versus the world.
You feel me?
Oh man.
What we got next, man?
Avoiding the entitlement trap.
Ooh. There's a lot of entitled people as we saw these past few days to start this 2021.
Yeah. Definitely.
But avoiding that though, that's a good one. How do you go about avoiding?
I mean,
an entitlement.
Just I feel like humbling yourself.
Yep.
You know, on a regular basis, understanding that where you're at, even if it's somewhere big, or, you know, or even small, right? Wherever you're at, or you feel like in life to be honest, it's not all your fault, and it's not all your doing. You know what I'm saying? You were put in a position, whether by people in your life or by the grace of God, or by both, or whatever you want to believe, but you were put in a position to be successful if you're successful. You know, if your dad had $1 million and he gave you $100,000 to start your life off or something like that, or he, you know, took care of you until you could make your own good money, then that you know what I'm saying, that puts you in a position to be successful.
Don't look down on somebody.
Right. So you should. So it's yeah, exactly. It just becomes being humble about what you got and understanding that not everybody's gonna have that, and rubbing it in people's face is disrespectful.
Very.
You know what I'm saying? When you come and you show up and you talk about, oh well, I've got this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, where's your 60-inch TV?
Right.
Where's your BMW outside? You know, it's just like stuff like that. You know, I feel like it's way too common. It's unfortunate that it's way too common. I feel like I shouldn't have to. You know, it shouldn't be something I have to say. But I feel like as we've gotten older, you see it a lot. You see a lot of people that just don't understand that, and so like I said, humbling yourself so you don't be entitled.
A lot of people are like into like the materialistic thing to be able to stack up and compete against other people. Like, oh, I got this, I got, you don't got, and that's I don't know. That's just a crappy way to live. I feel like to be able to have to, compare and stack against somebody else. I mean, for me, like humbling yourself, I think that's the big key. I like to look at it like this too, like the way that I try to avoid being entitled is in just like small things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I'm out doing something with somebody, or if I'm over at a friend's place or something like that, you know what I'm saying? If they're doing something in the garage and they don't necessarily need help, but I see that I can provide a service or a need, I'm gonna put myself out there to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think, and that's kind of going hand in hand with humbling yourself too, because I'm just thankful and appreciative of the person. So instead of looking at it as
it's their problem,
it's
they
their
can
problem,
take
their
care
job.
of it.
I'm gonna say, you know what? Since I care about this person, and I think that's how I avoid feeling like I'm better than somebody or entitled over somebody, right? Because I'm always looking of how can I be of service to you,
right?
You feel me?
That's a big thing,
and
for sure.
I feel like some people sometimes can't, they can't grasp that, and I'm not gonna say it's not their fault necessarily, but it's like I would say just be open to. If you had that thought of like, well, I got this and I got that and I got that, well, cool. That's cool that you got all that, but how can you help somebody?
Right.
You feel me?
How can you help other people get that?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? How can you
at the very least?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, how can you put your hand down and pull somebody up? I think that's because you at that position already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that's just looking down, and I feel like those people are entitled. They're not the ones throwing down the rope or a ladder to help somebody get up there. They just like it sure is nice up here. You know what I'm saying? That to me, that ain't cool. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like that sums it up, man.
You know what I'm saying?
It can't get said any better than that.
Just avoid that, man. Just always just look to. I'm not saying look to help somebody in a big way. You know what I'm saying?
It could be little things.
It could be a super small thing to really help somebody out, man. Just like sometimes a nice smile or a nice hug.
You never know what it'll do for somebody else.
You know what I'm saying? It's over with. Well, don't hug right now because COVID and all that good stuff.
Yeah, definitely don't.
Another topic. Let's see what we got in here. Let's see what we got. All right. How do you feel being in the USA? How do you feel living today in America?
Oh man, I don't want to do it wrong because I've grown up here necessarily. So part of me feels loyalty. So I don't want to talk too bad about it, but man, I can't stand what the USA is really about to be at the same time, because it's like it's the fakest reality. Like in terms of everything, like you can tell why people fake in life, because like everything about us is fake. Like we have so much wealth, but we got so much poverty.
Yeah.
If we're really that wealthy, right? We're the wealthiest nation in the world. why do we even have poverty in general? And I mean, I know that's a bigger problem than that, but you get what I'm getting
I
at.
get what
Like,
you're
why
getting
we got so much high end wealth, and then underneath that it's stretched a lot more thin. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And I get it's the capitalism and all of what we're built on, but when you hear about it in the textbooks growing up, it feels a lot more like you're hearing about this heroic nation, right? Like if you read about it, if you don't get from the actual school learning you're getting, and it just is not what it turns out to be. It's not even close to what
nation of white people.
Right. Right.
That's what I mean. That's
right.
what it was.
It's whitewashed. It's all whitewashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and you don't get that from your school. You have to find that out from like reality or talking to people or having friends. Like, and some people don't even have friends or people they know that are of another color. So it starts to make sense why people's reality is just so off base.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man. I mean, it's crazy. I can't. I don't want to say necessarily like I know. What it's like to live in different countries because I haven't been to many different countries, right? My plan was to start traveling, but COVID happened, and, that put a little wrench into things. But I can't wait to get out and start traveling and stuff like that. But when I talk to, like, some of my friends who have traveled or they did travel a lot before COVID, they talk about how different it is as far as if people of color, right?
Right.
And it's weird sometimes living here. You know what I'm saying? It can be scary as a person of color because like you just don't know what you're gonna get from people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like nowadays, like my grandfather told me before, like it's, he feels like racism today is worse because you just can't see it.
Yeah, you don't know who's gonna be racist and who's not because they all blend in more.
Yeah,
now.
Back then it was so obvious to see segregation. You know what I'm saying? Black bathroom only or colored people only here or white people only here. It was everywhere. You could see it. Don't go across this place because this is considered their neighborhood. Now everything's so mixed and so just, what I'm saying, you just can't see it at all. And you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get a nice cop or if you're going to get that racist cop.
Right.
You just don't know. And depending on if you a black person or white person or female or male, you get something different.
Right.
And that's what's weird about living in America. It's like, why is that person getting different treatment if we're all Americans? You see what I'm saying? And that's what makes it a weird dynamic. You know what I mean? It's like you almost don't want to walk on eggshells, but you kind of have to, in a way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I kind of feel like it goes back to people being afraid of people they don't know or people of ethnicity they don't know. Because
Yeah.
I know
we didn't get to know each other.
people
we
of color
learn
that
anything
don't
about each other.
don't like white people generally because they don't know what they're gonna get.
Yeah.
Same way, the vice versa is true for
Yeah.
all different kinds of people. Just it goes back to kind of like the stereotyping. I mean, it's a little
And that's what we learned as
right.
growing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody was so kind of still separated at times, at least for me, right? And so like it wasn't like oh, they're bad or anything like that, or you stay away from these people or nothing like that.
Right.
It was just like we just did something so different.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when
I can't understand somebody when they do something that different. Like they go through life living such an entirely different life.
Yeah. So that's what it's like, I guess, for me. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of y'all got some thoughts. So make sure y'all drop some comments and subscribe on this thing too for you. Go ahead and dig into that box, man.
Let's see. NFL playoffs. Who wins it all?
Ooh.
Who's getting it?
Well, since my Texans aren't in there, unfortunately, I'm rocking with the Packers this year.
They look good.
I think having to get to the Super Bowl through Lambeau, I don't think anybody will be able to do it. Tom Brady maybe, but I'm not sure about that.
Right.
Saints maybe, but I'm not sure about that. What I am sure is Aaron Rodgers is hot.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams is hot.
Yeah.
Their defense is heating up.
Mm-hmm.
They can put up points with anybody in the NFL. Their defense, their secondary is nasty. So, Darnell Savage, Jair Alexander, I think they might do it. I think they might knock off the Super Bowl champs.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I think that's probably who I would say
that's going to be the matchup,
is
probably.
The team that
KC
I think is going to win. Yeah, I think KC.
You think so?
And I'm not even – I don't like the KC's, I mean, I don't have anything against KC necessarily. I'm a Patriots fan, But I remember playing KC, so I don't like them because we always would see them, and now they're just dominating.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm hoping that they don't run through the playoffs, but my gut, unfortunately, tells me that I'm not going to go against Patrick Mahomes until somebody beats him. And if they lose this year, then that makes his whole context different.
And that's what I think, right? So actually, I'm gonna rephrase my Super Bowl matchup. I think that KC might have an opportunity to get knocked off before they get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
AFC is stacked this year.
It is.
I'm not gonna lie.
It is.
Bills look good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The Browns look good. I think the Browns look good. Titans, obviously, they had it last year. They could have beaten them last year.
They could. The Ravens are going to be. They're
good.
getting hot. They're getting really hot down the stretch. The Pittsburgh Steelers can play with anybody, but can also lose to anybody. So it's kind of like, you never know what you're going to get there.
Ben sucks. Sorry, Tommy. No, man, I can't. No, I just, for some reason, I don't know. I'm nervous about the Chiefs coming out. And because they got such a hard road to go through, I think the Packers going to be fresh waiting for them, because I think the Packers going to beat the brakes off of anybody in the NFC.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to be chilling, waiting, and then they're going Aaron Rodgers back into that GOAT conversation. You know what I'm saying? Even though he really shouldn't have been taken out, but
he hasn't been in a while, so everyone kind of forgets.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes is interesting, though, because I find it hard to believe that Andy Reid, who gets now 2 weeks to prepare, right, pretty much. They get a week of this week to rest and kind of and get their players healthy, and then next week they're going to get another week to prepare for whoever they're going to play. I find it hard to believe that off of that 2 weeks, unless somebody comes right out of the gates, it would have to be one of the wild card teams that comes right out and comes out hot and gets up early. I don't think that they're gonna. If it's a close game and it gets to the second half, I do not think that the game planning for the other team is gonna be able to hold up against Patrick Mahomes.
Last time we saw the Chiefs when they had everybody out there was against the Falcons.
That's fair.
The Falcons.
Right. They probably slept on the Falcons.
But that's my thing, though.
But they're not going to be sleeping on anybody in the playoffs.
I know it's the playoffs. I know that you like go. But look, it's too many teams that got the one thing that stay kryptonite, and that's a good running back. You got Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt on one team. You got Derrick Henry on another team.
The pass coverage has been suspect.
You got Lamar Jackson and J.K. Dobbins and that whole rushing crew on another team. The reason why I say that is because if you keep Pat Mahomes on the sideline and you just chipping away at that time and you're punching it in, and you get one turnover, at least one, that sways the game in your favor. And the Chiefs don't have a good rush defense like that.
Well,
if somebody come out there and just be so physical with them, I'm not sure if they're going to.
They got a good pass D, though.
They got a good pass D, but that's the thing. That's
so you got to put up points, though. But you have to consistently run the ball against them.
That's what I'm saying. You got to keep that man on the sideline for as long as you possibly can, because he most likely going to get in the end zone.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You give Patrick Mahomes, he's like Brady.
You give him too many chances.
If you give him too many chances, sure enough, those things are going to start going in the end zone. Yeah.
And it's just like he might not be having a good day, but that one out route to Tyreek Hill, and then it's just he up for 80 yards. You know what I'm saying? It can happen like that. So that's the scary thing about him, but I think they lose.
Well, I guess we'll have to see in the next couple weeks.
I think they lose. I guess we'll see. All right, what we got, man? What we got? Let's see here. Knowing your value in situations. That's a good one. Knowing your value. What's your value?
I mean, it depends on what you find your value in, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess in the broad scheme of things, I guess knowing your value is just like, for me, it's like knowing what you are willing to sacrifice for yourself, and also knowing what you not willing to pick up as well. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things out there that, some people might want you to do, and I feel like knowing your value is to be able to, in those situations, say, no, I'm not going to do that because my character or because of my integrity or whatever the case is, right?
Yeah.
And I think that goes, in a broad scheme of things, down to your value. You know what I mean? The type of decisions you make in certain situations, I think, speaks volumes about your value to a lot of other people as well. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like even in work situations, like you do something in a work situation and I don't know, like you respond in just the correct way, just the decision making that you make. Now your boss might be like, wow, you know what I'm saying? I value this person even more because of X, Y, and Z.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it comes down to your decision making, and really just knowing your worth. You know what I'm saying? Knowing what you're willing to allow yourself to do and not do. You know, if you know what I'm saying, if there's a certain thing in your life where you like, I need to stay away from that, then and you stay away from it, that to me that should let you know that you're more valuable than whatever that thing is that you're facing.
Right.
Right.
And yeah, it's got to be a decision, a conscious decision you're making with your everyday choices. You know, you can't just say what your value is, right? You have to your value is shown through your actions and your words, but mostly through your actions. I would say it's like 80-20.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people will judge you more based on what you do versus what you're saying.
Exactly.
You can say all the right things and not do anything. Like my dad's that way. He's the type to be like, hey, I'm gonna take you to the moon, and then he doesn't even show up. You know, it's like things. So it's like, you know, it's in what you do. It definitely is in what you do, and I think that kind of goes along with what you were saying about your value.
That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? That's not a long one for me. It's just, you know, just know your worth in every situation. I mean, everybody is valuable. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, you know, depending on, I guess, whatever situation you're in, you just gotta just know your value in that situation and add that to whatever you got going on, I guess, right?
Boom. I like it.
That's it. You want to go ahead and dive into another one, man?
Yeah, man. Let's just go ahead and get on one more.
What we got, man?
Red flags in relationships.
Ooh.
Yeah. I know you got some stories for that one.
I don't got too many stories. Nah, I got a couple, but I mean, like, red flags. I guess we can do, like, since we got women followers too that watch us, we can do
men and women. Yeah, definitely.
Red flags in both. For me, just shoot one off the bat. You know, I could think of is when somebody give you like an ultimatum. I think that's a red flag.
Mm-hmm. You know or if you get a regular ultimatum.
Yeah, like,
you know
like oh, if you don't do this, then I'm gonna leave you. Or do this or whatever. Like, that's weird to me. Yeah. Like,
I see people do it on a regular, like, you know what I'm saying,
and
on a constant
take
basis.
That, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why are you giving that person so much control and power over you? Yeah. You feel me? Like, because I don't know. I had this one person tell me one time, like, you know, like, I mean, she was like, if you don't talk to him, kill myself, right? And that's dark, right? And some people use that a lot, right? And if you use that on people, that's messed up. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Yeah. But what's even more messed up? Is I was like, all right, I was done. Yeah. What else am I supposed to do?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You
don't feed into it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, don't say stuff like that. Don't act like that. Like, for me, I was just like, yo, I don't want to talk to you because, like, I don't want to, like, get down to a point to where now my emotions are so tightly connected with you, and then you pull that card on me, and then I'm really like, oh, no, I don't want you to do that. So now I'm stuck into something that I don't necessarily want to be in because you are going to inflict harm on yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's an extreme ultimatum, right?
Yeah.
But people do that, and that's messed up. And, I mean, at that time, I've had some stuff happen before in a previous relationship. So, you know, for me, it was like I was able to see that red flag early with that person. I was just like, yeah, nah, I'm cool. I was like, all right, like I'm cool. I'm good. And It was like, wow, you really gonna do that? Yeah, I really am. I'm out. I'm not doing that. So it's like, for me, an ultimatum is definitely one of them.
Right.
One of them.
You know, I think another ultimatum is when not another ultimatum, another red flag, if you will. I'm not gonna try to give away too many, you know, dudes. So, but for example, if you can't show up, if you're in a relationship and you can't show up to that person's place, like, and I'm not saying like at will, you know what I'm saying, but if you can't show up and like they really won't like let you in, they won't, you know what I'm saying, that to me that's a red flag.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you can't go over there and see, you know, your significant other when you want to, that's kind of a red flag. Yeah. I mean, like, if you're not paying attention to that, then I've seen a lot of girls that miss it, and it's like, what do you think he's? Anyways.
Yeah, it's like, what you think he? You know what I'm saying? But we don't want to get it. But even some women do that too.
It's true.
With their man, it's like, nah, I'm cool. It's like, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. Like, if you want your space, but if you're gonna be, I feel like if
you're gonna be in a relationship, right?
Like, you gotta be able to sacrifice some things, and I think that's another thing. Like, if you ain't willing to sacrifice anything, that's a red flag. Boom. Like you can't expect somebody to conform their entire being and everything who they are to you or in your shit. Like, you got to be willing to sacrifice and meet people where they're at. And if somebody's not willing to do that, to me, that's a red flag. You know what I mean? Like, unless you want somebody like that, then cool, go ahead.
Right.
But I think a relationship is a give and take. It's a two. It's, you know what I'm saying? It takes two. And so that means, like, you can't judge somebody on how they think one way if you – because I feel like in a lot of relationships that people are in, especially when you still getting to know that person, right?
So, every day.
Yeah,
sure.
So I feel like in a lot of ways, like when people find out something about their significant other, they might judge them for it instead of talking to them and understanding them. And I think if somebody's gonna do that, that's a red flag. You know what I'm saying? And that's vice versa. Men and women do that. And it's like, all right, like you in a relationship with me, don't like judge me and tell me like, oh, this is what you do or what you've done is stupid or don't do it. Whatever it is, right? Like, don't talk to that person that way. Like, understand that person. Like, oh, that's why you do that. Like, and try to, you feel me? Because that's a relationship.
It's got to ebb and flow too. I mean, like if you talk about relationships specifically, if you like staying in them, bro, it ebbs and flows. Not like
relationships too.
Friendships, all your relationships in life ebb and flow. So it's like sometimes, you know, you got to be okay with getting a little bit less. Like and that's hard for some people. Like
and
it's okay
and
give it a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if as their like when their needs rise, maybe you got to give a little bit more. But you know, at some point when things go back to normal, maybe in their life, it's gonna come right back to you. And and that's true in relationships. That's true with people. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta red flags are people who again won't sacrifice, don't want to give to you.
Exactly. All right, let's get into one more, man. All right, James Harden trade. What should we do? Oh, that's
Houston
two?
teams just in all kinds of trouble right now.
Oh, man.
How does that feel? I don't mean to rub it in. I don't mean to, you know what I'm saying?
Still H-Town.
Yeah, I know.
Still H-Town, hold it down.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Hold up. Oh, man. You know, James is electric. He's a special talent. You know, and I think his time in Houston, obviously, he was electric. He won MVP. You know what I'm saying? It just, you know, he didn't win a championship.
Right.
You know, if I feel like if he stuck it out, if he actually invested right now, I see Wood is balling. I think, you know, John Wall's going to come around. I think DeMarcus Cousins is going to come around. I think we're going to have a nasty team. But if he really want out, I think we do need to go ahead and trade him because I think the sooner the better. Because I do think even without him, if we got a couple extra players, we'll be in there. I know we would be in there, Rocket fans. Like, I know we would. So, I don't know, man.
Would you trade James Harden for the first overall pick in the draft? Is Mikey Williams coming out this year? He is, isn't he?
I wouldn't trade him for
next year.
I wouldn't trade him for the first pick. I think what I would want to do is I would want to get Ben Simmons and you know a couple picks. I would like to have Ben.
Two first rounds.
I would say two first and Ben. That would be. I would like that. I'll be okay with that because again I think that you add Ben into this group, we're gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be a good defensive, rebounding, fast young team. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got John and DeMarcus, but still, our nucleus would be great. Or we can go get Jaylen Brown and a little package from the Boston Celtics. I'll be okay with that.
Do you take Jaylen Brown?
I would. Because here's the thing.
He's balling.
Here's the thing. I don't think no matter what you do with Harden, he's going to help any team be a championship team. I don't. And the reason why I say that is because in every high-pressure moment, James Harden is never there. He has never been there.
Yeah, that's true. He's never shown up.
He's
never proven that he can show up.
He's always showing up to show how flashy he is in the offseason and put up numbers and get us there. But it's like, man, it's like where you at when the big moments show? Yeah. And I hate to make a comparison, but I feel like he's an offensive assassin, the same like of Carmelo Anthony. Does Carmelo Anthony have a ring?
No, Carmelo would need to be a primary scorer on a team with a bigger dog. Yeah. Same way but James probably won't play with a bigger.
You can send him to the Nets, and we could take their young nucleus and add it to ours. But I personally still think that's not going to be a championship team because there's too many egos on that team.
James and KD. Yeah, if they couldn't check each other's egos, if they couldn't get egos in check,
James is going to dribble as much as James wants to dribble. Kyrie is not going to be okay with that.
You don't think so? They all play ISO. They all can play ISO.
They all can play ISO, but that's not going to get you a championship. That's not going to win you a championship game. It's not going to win you a championship, I don't think. Just ISO and no way.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? They could probably run an effective offense between them. If they could all get it together, it would be a deadly combination. But
I don't think that.
But that would be a big if. Yeah, that would be a big if for sure.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that the Nets with KD, and some people might be like, oh, JB, you tripping. But I think KD, Kyrie and James, they wouldn't be able to get it done because then who you gonna have behind you? Dinwiddie probably gonna be gone.
They got Jared Allen.
LeVert gonna be gone.
They got Jared Allen in the paint. They have a
ain't
strong
worried about Jared
4,
Allen.
5, 6.
They'll have a strong 5 maybe ish. You know what I'm saying? Ish. I say 4.
Mm.
They'll have a strong 4, but outside of that, no, ain't no way. Ain't no way. That's all I'm saying. Ain't no way. But with that said,
yeah,
let's get into another one, man.
is it more important to lead by voice or lead by example? I feel like we kind of talked about this one a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Just in a different way. You know what I'm saying?
I think.
You know, because I would say 80-20 example to voice. You know what I'm saying? I think there's different times, like in ebbs and flows. You know, sometimes people need to hear something. Sometimes people need to see something done. Sometimes people, you know, you have to know the person and the situation to really be able to say. But I would say more times than not, leading by action is more effective because anybody can say stuff, if that makes sense. That's kind of my perspective on it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I feel like it's weird when somebody tries to lead you by their voice. You know what I'm saying? Like so one of my favorite managers is Danny and Kerry, managers, the owner at Mario's.
Yeah.
And the reason why I love them so much and I admire what they say is because they led by example. Danny was in the kitchen cooking. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we were slaying busy. You know, Kerry was in the front taking orders and taking phone calls. They're the owners of the restaurant. They don't need to be there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They could be at home chilling, you know, feet kicked up. How is it going down there, guys? But they weren't like that. They were right there in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? And it was their leading by example, not their voice. And it was like whenever they did lead by voice, I took it even more serious because it was like, you know what I'm saying? I already admire how you work and how you lead by example. Now when you put your voice on top of that, it's like it hits home even more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel like you don't need to talk about what you know what I'm saying? Tell somebody how to do. Nah, I don't need to tell nobody nothing, man. Just, if anything, encourage that person and then, you know what I'm saying? Just lead by. I mean, you can't talk about it and then not be about it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
If you're gonna talk about it, you have to.
You can't tell that person, hey, you know what I'm saying? Get better with drinking, and then you go drink.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're not helping that person out at all because that person's looking up to you. You know what I'm saying? And if it's easy for you to indulge, and of course that person's gonna do the same.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't leading by example. You just telling somebody to go do something.
Yeah.
Dang.
That don't help.
That don't help at all. So
probably don't make them feel good either.
You know what I'm saying? You're not an effective leader at that point if you just spit things out your mouth and it just means nothing, like the person in office right now. And with that said, we're gonna wrap up the Box TV. It's your boy JB.
It's your man Nick.
You know what I'm
we'll
saying?
see you next time.
Appreciate y'all.